Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to yet another video on Linux server. So this is a series that I started recently where I go over some of the commands and also services that you can run on Linux server operating system. So I have explained this in the past, but this is really important to grasp because working with Linux can be a bit intimidating, mainly because of the number of commands that you have to memorize or remember anytime you want to work on Linux machine. Now this, together with other reasons, makes most people want to work with Windows operating system instead of Linux operating system, primarily because it offers graphical user interfaces that you can just click and execute most of the command. Now, with that being said, there are some special commands on Linux shell. Now, the reason why I call them special command is because they offer some form of linearity in carrying out tasks, as well as providing ease of hastening the process of execution. Alright, first thing first, whenever you are on Linux terminal, you are going to see a black screen, right? You are either going to see a $sign or a hash sign. Now these two signs differentiate between a common user and the root user. So whenever you see the $sign, it indicates a common user. And whenever you see the hash sign, it indicates the root user. Now this is simple and straightforward, but it provides a lot of information just by seeing the screen or just by seeing the terminal. You should be able to tell if it is a normal user or a root user. Now from either sign, whether the $sign or the hash sign, you can switch between the normal user and the root user. And you can switch a user using the su command. This is achieved by simply entering the su command from the prompt. Now, entering the su command from the prompt without any argument or without the name of the command that you want to switch to, it will automatically switch you back to the root user. So that is by default. So now, if I hit enter from my keyboard, it will request a password, meaning the root user password. Now, if I enter the password of the current user, it will not work because the password of the current user is different from the root user password. So if I enter the current user password, it will say the authentication has failed. Now, if I go over it again using the same command, say su, hit enter, then provide a password, the correct password of the root user. Yes, now I have successfully switched back to the root user. So you can see the hash sign here instead of what we were seeing earlier before, which was the $sign. Now you can see the hash sign here instead of the $sign we saw earlier. So that is the root user. Now also from the root user, if you want to switch back to any other user at all, you just need to specify the username of that account. So for instance, I am on my root user now and I want to switch to another user. Now I'll use the same command, which is su, but this time around I will enter the name of the account or the name of the user, which is Seidu now, and hit enter from my keyboard. It will take me back to the user Seidu, and you can also see the $sign back here. That is the difference. Another special and important command on Linux shell is the command that allows you to read a text file from your prompt. So that command is nothing but a cat, C-A-T. That is the command. So before then, let me check this folder, say ls, and let's see if I have a text file. Yes, I have a text file. I'll open this readme text file right there. So I'll open this readme text file. So from my prompt, I will enter cat followed by the name of the text file, which is readme in this case. Right now you can see this is the content of the file that I just opened using the cat command. Now another thing that I would like to highlight here is a text editor. So on Linux you can use several text editors. You have several options available, but by far Nano is the most simplest text editor you can find on Linux. So the way you run the Nano text editor is by simply entering the command nano from your prompt, followed by the name of the text file that you want to edit. So right now I open this file with Nano and you can see the content there, and you can easily edit or add or remove any text that you don't want from this file. So right now you can see at the bottom here you have all the options available using Nano, which is kind of straightforward, unlike other text editor like the VI, which I will show you in a bit. Here you have everything that you need being displayed for you. A lot of professionals consider Nano to be the beginner's text editor, but it is actually useful even to the professionals. So the other text editor that I will be showing you here is the VI. So if I use the VI to open the same text file that we used Nano initially, this is the content of the same file that we opened using Nano earlier, and using the VI, this is what you have. So you see, it is not having all those menus per se that we saw earlier when we opened the file using Nano. So the VI text editor is a little bit advanced and not advisable for beginners. Now the coolest thing about this Linux operating system is you do have the manual page for every command. So you can easily check a command manual page and grasp all there is to know about that particular command. So if I use man space VI, get to see a lot of information about that particular text editor. You get to see the example, you get to see the options, like that. So man page is the way forward for every command that you don't know how to use. Alright, so there is this command that will help you reduce the content of a file that you want to print to your command line. This command is nothing but the less command. So supposing I want to check the running process, you can easily use the ps space aux or aux. Now hitting enter from my keyboard will display everything from the beginning to the end. You see, this is not informational. I mean, it is, but the previous texts that are at the top of the page are not visible anymore. So that is a problem if you want to get the information at the top. So the way you do it is by using a command, a less command. So you can actually use the less command to print per screen. So instead of dumping everything on your screen, this will just like divide it into sections so that it will fit it on your screen perfectly. So if I use the less command, say ps space aux, ps space aux space bar, so a little piping here, and then space followed by the command less. So if I hit enter from my keyboard, this will display everything in section so that it will fit on my screen. So if I want to view the next page, I'll simply enter the spacebar from my keyboard or hit the spacebar from my keyboard. It will move to the next page. It's just like a paging system. It will just divide it into pages. Alright guys, that is it for now. Like if you enjoyed this video or at least learned something from this video, and thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.